Hi everyone, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening. So let's start the session. I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So today we have to learn about permissions in Linux. That is going to be our topic. This is a broad topic. Or you can say this is a long topic, broad topic, and very complicated topic to understand. And once you will work, see, let me clarify your work as a AWS administrator first, so that it can be clear to you. So once you will work as a AWS admin or cloud admin, cloud engineer, whatever, what you are going to do for the company, you will not be managing the Linux completely. That's the job of Linux server administrator. Like if any server level issue comes, then you are not going to handle that. But why we are learning Linux? So there is a reason behind that. Reason is you will be managing the complete AWS cloud. So whatever services are there on the cloud, like suppose EC2 is virtual machines, storage, networking on cloud, then permissions on cloud, identity and access management on cloud, etc. So whatever services are there on the AWS infrastructure, you are going to handle that. EC2 is one of that service. EC2 means the virtual machine. Now, virtual machine means your server. For now, you can understand it as server. So server can be of Windows. It can be of Linux environment. So these servers will be created on the AWS console. Your job will be to manage these OS as well. But if any depth level of server issue comes, you are not supposed to handle that. For that, company will be having the separate server administrator guys, because you are the cloud admin. So your rights, your job responsibility is limited to the cloud only. So if any issue comes, suppose any issue comes on the Linux, users are reporting. Users means here the technical people will be the user. So users are reporting that I am not able to access the Linux machine. Linux machine is not accessible. It is showing down. It is showing some error. Maybe the server is corrupted. So if this kind of issue comes, since your Linux is on AWS cloud, so as a cloud administrator, you will be doing this troubleshooting. But if any issue comes inside the Linux in the sense, if someone is saying that my DHCP in the Linux is called Squid. So my Squid is not working. So this thing you are not going to manage. So if any issue comes from the cloud platform level, then you are going to handle it. So that's the reason we are learning the Linux, because in Linux you are very much zero. So that you can get a familiar understanding in case you need to troubleshoot the platform of Linux on the AWS level, then you would be able to do so. Now the file permission is one of the very important concept in the Linux, because in company, mostly the developers, the people who are the developers, like software developer, QA, so these kind of people mostly work on the Linux environment. My click is, yeah. So mostly these kind of people work on the Linux environment. For the development machine, mostly there is a Linux servers. Now the developers, for the developers, there will be certain permission. Just like suppose Rajesh is working in a company, Amit is also working in a company. They both are the software developer. So they are writing the code in the company. They will write the code. Code can be in any runtime stack. It can be on Java. It can be on Python. It can be on Ruby. It can be on Perl. It can be on your Apache. It can be a script. It can be C#, whatever. So code can be written in any language depending upon the requirement of the software. Now they will write the code and they will save it in a location that's called central repository. So every developer will write their code and they will save it in a location that's called central repo. So you might have heard about Git. So Git is one of the example of central repository. Means suppose Rajesh and Amit, they work in HCL, Noida office. Noida office means NCR office. Now there is another team, Sumit and Anita. So both of them are working in HCL Bangalore office. They are in HCL Bangalore office. Now there is an onshore team. Onshore team means the team of the main branch, means the team of the main head office. Suppose they are sitting in US. They are sitting in the USA office. So there will be time differences. Noida people will be working in a different time zone. Bangalore people might be working in a different time, and US people, of course, they are going to work in the different time zone, and they all are developers. So what would happen? Noida engineers will come in their shift, they will write their code and they will go. Bangalore engineers will log in their shift, they will write the code, they will go. Onshore engineers who are in US, they will also write the code and their job is done. Once the code is written, then finally it will be compiled. Compiled in the sense, whatever code has been written by each and every developer, finally a product has to be created. This code needs to be compiled. This code needs to be integrated, and finally a product will be created. A software will be created out of it. So every developer will be given the task that you complete this one, you complete this one, you complete this portion. Finally, all the codes will be compiled and they will be integrated and it will become one of the software. Now, every developer, because they are working in different shifts, Rajesh has written one page of code. Amit is going to write the second page of code, means one page is completed. Suppose Rajesh has written the code by XYZ. Now Amit will come and Amit will start working from the next. Similarly, once Amit and Rajesh both have completed their code, then the onshore team is going to write the code from further. So what they will do, once they will write the code, they will save it in a central location, in a central server. That central server is called central repository, and Git is one of the example of that. So what you guys might be doing, if the company has given you the access on the Linux as well, then you will have to give the permission on this particular Git folder, the Git directory, that who can contribute in this particular location, who can save the code, who can delete it, who can edit the requirements. So you need to give the permission if your job permits that. If in your job it is not given to you, then it will be done by the Linux administrator. But if it is given to you, if this task is given to your job responsibility, then you will also be assigning the permission to each and every user. So there will be groups in company, just like just let's assume developer of India group, then developer of US group, then QA team. Suppose this is the QA team, so QA team of this product. So there will be group accounts and you will be giving the permission on that group, like what user can do with that particular directory. So if this kind of task come to you, then you would be responsible for assigning the permission through the Linux. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, you will not be doing this kind of thing. But yes, generally it happens in the company. The person who is the AWS administrator, they also works with the permission in Linux. Like you can say 85% scenario, the person who works on the AWS platform, they also assign the permission to the group accounts regarding the directory and regarding the files. But in 15% scenario, this kind of thing will not come to you. Then you will be corely working on the AWS console. You will not be touching the inside part of Linux. So let's talk about the permission. So why we give the permission? Is there anyone who can tell me like why we give the permission, why permission is required? Suppose I have a file or I have a folder. Folder means directory. So why the permission would be required? Anyone? परमिशन क्यों देते हैं हम?
एक्सेस करने के लिए.
एक्सेस करने के लिए. ओके.
Working
Anyone
on
else?
shared folder.
Concerned person only can use it. The other users are unable to use it if we give the permission to only that person.
Yes.
So that sensitive, if there is any sensitive data, they are secured then in this way.
Good. Anyone else? और कोई? See, we give the permission because if we want to assign a specific role to a user, suppose there is Rajesh. Rajesh is the user, and I want that. Suppose Rajesh works in the sales department. Rajesh is the member of sales department, and we have 10 more users in the sales department, 10 more employees. So altogether in the company, there are 11 people who are working in the sales department. Now, if the administrator of the company wants to assign any permission, suppose there is a specific shared folder for the sales department where everyone saves their data. But yes, since we have 11 people, so there will be permissions. Some will have higher rights, some will have lower rights, some will have the full permission, some will have the read-only permission. So why we give the permission? So that we can assign the specific roles to multiple group of user at the same time. Why we created the group? So the purpose of creating the group was so that we can assign the same permission to multiple user at the same time. So suppose these 11 people belong to sales group, sales department. So for that, there will be a sales directory. There will be a sales group. On this sales group, these 11 people will become the member of it. These 11 people, these 11 members are going to become the member of the sales group. Now, if I want to assign any permission on these 11 users, then instead of assigning one by one, what I can do, I can assign the permission on the sales group directly. Suppose I assign the permission, there is a file, the file name is F1. And this file is created for the sales team for read purpose. So suppose I have assigned the read permission on this folder, on this file, file number 1. And I have assigned the permission on the sales group. That sales group will have the read permission for F1 file. Now, whomsoever is the member of sales group, so in the sales group, there are 11 members. So these 11 members would be able to read the file. They will have the read access on F1 file. If they want to do any editing, they cannot do. If they want to delete any content, they cannot do. If they want to do any modification, they can't do, because they only have the read permission. So that's the reason of assigning the permission. So company always assign the permission on group level. There will be groups, multiple users are going to be the part of that group, and company is going to assign the permission on that group level. Just to understand this one, let's open the Linux machine first so that I can tell you. in more advanced way. Just give me 1 minute. Otherwise, the screen share will not work. Okay, where is the Linux? I'm logging into the machine and changing the resolution because on the screen share it takes it behaves very poorly. Is my screen visible now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is my Linux machine. Let me open the terminal. See, in case if I want to check how many files and folder are here in this Linux machine, how can I check that? अगर मुझे चेक करना है कितने फाइल फोल्डर है इसमें, कैसे करेंगे? नहीं पता? ls
command, sir.
Yes, command, sir.
ls ll
Yes, sir.
through ll also you can check
Long listed. Yes, sir.
ll space minus h. You can also check from this command. ll space minus d. You can also check from this command. Oh, there are a lot of commands that you can use. I think you guys are not doing the practice. That's why you could not tell me the normal command. Well, and in case if I want to check how many users are available in Linux machine, then we have done it yesterday.
cat/pass wd.
It's not cat/pass wd,
Cat-
cat
cat.
@c pass wd.
Yes, sir.
So through
Yeah,
this
yes,
you
sir.
can check it.
Yes, sir.
And head tell, that is also clear, right? Head tell. Just do the practice of all this, otherwise Linux would be very tough for you to manage. Now, so I am in which location? If I want to check, so that's PWD. So I am in the home location of test user. I am logged in with the test user and I am working in the home directory of test. If I want to check what is available in this location, so ls is the command. So in this location, B1 folder is there, B1 file is there, and the blue ones are the directory. Blue ones are the folder. So these are the files and these are the folders. Now, let me go to the root location. Now I am in root location. Earlier I was in the home. The tilde sign signifies that you are working in the home location. Now I have come in the root, the slash location of test user. I am logged in with the test user, but I am in the root location. If I do the ls here, I can see the file structure. We have already discussed about this, what is bin, what is dab, what is etsa, etc, lib, home. So this has been discussed during the file system hierarchy. Now suppose if I create any folder here, if I create any folder in this root location, so mkdir space folder name. So I want to create a folder and the name is folder1. mkdir space folder1, enter. Now it is saying that you cannot create it here. Why? Permission is denied. Why the permission is not assigned to me? Because I am in the root location. This is the root location, the slash. See, pwd. I am in the slash location currently, and slash location only belongs to root user. So I am logged in with the test user now. If you want to check who am I, so I am logged in with the test user. I am in the root location. I am in the slash location, and slash location belongs to root. That's the working directory of root, and I cannot make any changes here. Even I cannot create any file folder, something, nothing. So these kind of practicals you should do just to understand that where we can do the things, where we can't. Now let me switch to the root. I am logging in with the root account. So now I am in root and I am in the slash location, pwd. I am in the slash. If I do the who am I, then it will show me the account which is currently logged in. Now, suppose I create a folder. Let's go to the desktop location. So for desktop, cd space desktop. What happened? Wait, I just got a cold. Wait. So we are in the desktop location, and see how did I check it? So earlier I was in the root location. I was in the slash directory, and in the slash directory, what I did ls. And here I could not find any desktop item. Just like, let me show you again. Suppose I'm going to the slash location. Currently I am in slash. Slash means root. In the root, if I will do ls, I can't see any desktop here. It means desktop is not inside this location. If desktop is not inside here, then you cannot go to the desktop like this, cd space desktop. It will not work, because cd means you are going inside a particular directory, and that directory is not available in this location. So desktop is available in the home location. So how you will go? You will have to exit from the root point, cd / that I told you. You can exit from the location. Now I am in home location. See here, you can see the tilde sign is coming. If I do pwd, then you can see I am in the /root. That's the home location of the user. Here the desktop is there. If I do ls, you can see the desktop is available in this location. So if desktop is available in this location, then in order to insert into the desktop, I will do cd space desktop, enter. Now I am working in the desktop location. Let me clear the screen. So I am in the desktop directory now. And if I do ls here, I can see there is T1 folder. So only T1 is here. Let me delete this one. Okay, it is not empty. Inside this, there is another file maybe. If I want to check, so cd space T1, enter. Now I am in T1. If I will do ls, so there is N1 directory inside this. So let's delete all these content. Let's get out from here and let's remove this. What's the name? T1. What happened? Yeah, so it has been deleted. So all the contents in the T1, N1, everything has been deleted. If I will do ls now, so nothing is there on the desktop. Desktop is very much clear. So I just remove all the subdirectories, the parent directory with the rm space minus rf space directory name command. I have shown you this command, rm space minus rf space directory or file name. So through this, you can delete all the content inside the folder and the parent folder as well. Now in the desktop, I am creating one of the folder, mkdir space. Suppose I am creating the folder as F1. So mkdir space F1 folder got created. If I will do ls, I can see there is one folder. Then I am also creating one of the folder, mkdir space F2. Now if I will do ls, I can see that. Now I have two directories in the desktop location. I have two folder and I want to check the permission. Like what permission is given to this folder by default. I have not assigned any permission now, but there are some by default permission that would be applicable on each file and folder. So two folders are created here. Let's see the by default permission on this folder. So in order to check the permission, you can do ls. If you will do ls, you would be able to see the content, like what data is available on a location. But if I will do ll means long listing. So in the long listing, you can see there are two folder, F1 and F2. This is the creation date. On this particular time and on this particular date, this folder got created, and these are the permission. This one. What is this permission? Let's understand now. So the command is ll. Otherwise, you can also do ll space -h. -h means human readable format. If I will do enter, again you can see the permission. So it is going to reflect you the same thing. But again, this is the command ll space -h, and ll is also one of the command. So let's understand about this permission, how this works. What is this permission all about? So let me write it in a notepad in a file so that I can make you understand. So the syntax is dr wxr -xr -x. This is the syntax. You can verify from here. Dr, see, dr wxr, wait. Dr wxr dash means hyphen, xr -x. These are the permission. This is the permission. Now, what is this permission? Let's understand. Let's go to our file. Now, the first permission, the first portion, this one, D. D means directory. Means this is a folder. Just like if you go to your Linux machine, you can see we had created one of the F1 folder here. So F1 is the directory. That's why it is showing D. D signifies directory, that it is directory permission. It is related to your folder. Now let's understand. R means read permission. W means write permission. X means execute permission. These three are the permissions in the Linux. In Linux, we have three permissions: read, write, and execute. In Windows also, we have three permissions: read, write, and execute. So it is also same in Linux. This is the code. R is for read, W is for write, X is for execute. Now here you can see D is the directory, means this permission belongs to a particular folder. Now you can see RWX. RWX. Let me color it. RWX. So what is this RWX? It means read, write, execute. So if anyone have these three permission, it means they have the full control. Now, to whom this permission is given? So this first three portion, this first three color portion belongs to root and owner of directory. Means the root means the super administrator, because he is the owner, so he will have full permission on any file and folder. And what is owner of directory? Owner of directory means, suppose this folder was created by Rajesh. This folder got created by Rajesh user. So Rajesh is the owner of this folder. Rajesh is the owner. For which folder he is the owner? He is the owner of F1 folder. Suppose, let me go to the portal to make you understand. Suppose I am here. Currently, I am logged in with the root. Let me log in with different account. So I have test user also. So I am switching to the test. SU space test. So now I have logged in with the test user account. If you want to check who am I am the test. Now from the test, I am in the desktop location of test. And if I create any folder, mkdir space, suppose my folder name is Gola1. So here you can see again it is showing permission denied. Why? Because I am in the desktop location of root. I have not changed my location. I have changed my user, but I have not changed my location. So let me change my location first. Now I am logged in with the test and I am in the home location of test user. If I do pwd, I can see that. So let me create one of the file mkdir space. Suppose Gola1. Gola1 is going to be my folder. So I have created the folder. It means I am the owner of this folder. I am logged in with the test user account. So test has created the folder Gola1. If I will do ls, so test has created the Gola1 folder in the home location. See. So who is the owner? Test is the owner of this Gola. If you want to check, I will show you. If you will do ll means long listing. So here you can see the Gola1 folder is available here. And who is the owner? The first one is the owner. So who is the owner? Test. And what is the membership of the test? So test is the member of test group. If you remember, I told you during the group class that by default there are two groups, primary group and supplementary group. If you create any file and folder with the logged in user account, then that file and folder is going to become the member of the user group, which is called primary group. So if I have created the file and folder with the test group, with the test user account, then automatically a test group will be created and that user will be the member of the test group. In case you want to create another group, then you will have to create the supplementary group. That's the practical we have seen already. So you would have to create the supplementary group in that condition. Just give me 1 minute. My phone. क्या हो गया? तो रात को भी फोन आते रहते हैं. See, as I have told you in the last session, in the last to last session, I think during the group classes, that suppose I am logged in with the Rajesh user account. This is my user. So by default, what happens? Whatever file and folder I will create, whatever file and directory I will create with the Rajesh user account, so automatically there will be a primary group. There is a primary group automatically. So whatever file and folder I will create, the permission will work like that Rajesh is going to be the owner of this file and folder because Rajesh has created that, and Rajesh will automatically become the member of a primary group with his username. So his username is Rajesh. So a group will be created as the name of Rajesh. But in case you want to create another group, suppose there are 10 users and you want to move them in another group, so you will create the supplementary group. This is something I told you, that primary group is a by default group which gets created automatically during the user creation. Once you will create any user, so that user will automatically become the member of his primary group. But in case you want to create another group, so that will become the supplementary. So similarly here in the Linux, you can see, let me show you, cat etc group. This is the command to check the groups. Now here you can see there is a root user on the top. Let me go to the top. See, there is a root user. And this is the related. Actually, these are what? These are the groups. See, these are the primary groups. We have S1 user account, we have Y1 user account, we have Volt, G1, Raj. So these all are the primary groups that got created automatically. If you want to verify the user, cat etc pass wd, and from here you can see there is a Y1 user account, and Y1 user account is the member of Y1 group. From here you can verify. So by default, whenever you will create any user account, that will automatically become the member of a group with his own name. But in case you have created a separate group, just like we have done in the last to last session, we have created the group with the command and we have moved one of the user there. So that time this will get changed. This name will get changed that time, because now the user is not the member of primary group. It has become the member of supplementary group. So that's something we have seen. I hope you have done the practical of that also. Just like in case if I add any user, group add space group name. So suppose I'm giving the name of group as HR or finance. Suppose I'm giving the name as finance. So I'm creating a group. Cannot lock at C group, try again later. It is locked. Okay, wait. ये बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है if you press enter then okay. Now group add space finance So the finance group got created. This is the command to create the groups. So I have created one of the group. Now, if you want to check the group details, so cat etc group,
Group.
this is how you can check. So I have added one of the finance group here. This is what I have created. So this is the group. Now no one is the member of this group. I have not moved any user inside this group. So in case if I want to add any user in the group, so what is the command? The command is user mode space -a capital G space the name of group. So the name of group is finance. I want to move the user in the finance group space the name of user, to which user you want to move in the finance group. So I have, suppose I have a user. Let me check the user first. Okay, this is here. I have S1 user, Y1 user, G1 user. So let me move Raj. Raj is one of the user here, Raj. So let me move Raj in the finance group. So enter. Now Raj has become the member. If you want to check, so cat etc group. Here you can see in the finance group, Raj is the member now. Now, if I will check the permission on Raj, suppose Raj creates any folder. Let me log in with the Raj now. So switch user. I am going to log in with the Raj. Now I am in the Raj. And if Raj creates any folder, mkdir space, suppose the folder name is B1. Let me go out from here again. So I am logged in with the Raj, mkdir space, folder name. So folder name, suppose G1, enter. Now if I will check the permission, here you can see Raj, which is the username, Raj, which is the primary group name, but G1. G1 is what? G1 is the name of the directory which you have created. So what you can do, what you can understand from here, see, whenever you will create, this is related to your file. This is related to your file and folder. Whenever you are going to create any user account, let me again switch to the root. Whenever you will create any user account, automatically that user is going to become the member of his primary group under his name. Just like, where is Raj? See, now here you can see Raj is in the home location. And if I check the group membership of Raj, so you can see this Raj user account is the member of the finance group. So this is something like you can create the group, you can move the user inside that. Now the situation starts that if you want to assign any permission, because user is done, group is created. Now on the group level, if you want to assign any permission, then how we can assign it? Suppose I have a file or folder. I have a file or folder and I want to give the permission of read to a particular group. Suppose there is a group called sales and I want to assign the permission of read to sales group, that the member of the sales group can only read the content of a file or folder. So that's how the permission starts. So whenever we check the permission of file and folder, the command is ll. Through ll, you can check the permission on related file and folder. Just like, let me switch to the root again. So I am in root. Here in this location, I have G1 folder. And what is my present working directory? I am in the home location. So if I do ll, so on G1 folder, I have this permission by default. So this is the by default permission. I have written the syntax here. So let's understand this one. This is the by default syntax. D stands for directory, means this permission belongs to a particular folder. And what is the name of folder? How can you verify? So you can verify from here. At the end, you can see, this is the name of your folder. So in this location, I have G1 folder. Suppose I create another folder also, mkdir space, suppose I am creating G2, enter, ls. So there are two folder now, G1, G2. Suppose I create one more folder here, G3, ls. So now there are three folder. If I will do ll, so you can see now there are three folder, G1, G2 and G3. How will you understand that whether this is file or folder? So from the D, you can understand that this is directory. This is a particular folder, not a file. And these are the permission. These all are the related permission. So let's understand this one. What is this permission all about? So this portion, the highlighted portion, RWX, this permission belongs to root and the owner of the file and folder. Means root means your special account, and owner of directory means the person who has created the file and folder. So who is the owner here? If I go to the portal, if I go to the Linux machine, so the first one is the owner, this one, the highlighted one. This is the owner. So Raj has created this folder G1. So Raj is the owner. What is the second name? Second is the group name. So Raj is the member of Raj group, because we have not moved Raj into another group. So by default, Raj has created this. Raj has the owner access and Raj is the member of Raj group. This folder got created on this date, on this timing, and the name of folder is this. And these are the permission. Similarly, here you can see the G2 folder got created with the root. Why? Because when I created the G2 folder, here you can see I was logged in with the hash. I was logged in with the root account. See. So when I created the G2 folder, I was logged in with the root account. And when I created the G3 folder, that time also I was logged in with the root account. So that's the reason the owner is root and the group membership is also root. And this is what? This is the folder. So the first name belongs to the owner of the file and folder who has created the file and folder. Their name will be the first one. So Raj has created this folder. That's the reason Raj is coming. Root has created this folder. That's the reason root is coming. The second belongs to the group, like which group this particular folder belongs to, which group has the permission. So since Raj has created this, so that's the reason Raj has the permission on this folder. Root has created this. That's the reason root group has the permission on this folder. It means if I will move someone in the Raj group, which is the default group, if I will move any other user in the Raj group, then that user will also have the related permission on it. Now, let's understand it more. So this D is for directory because it's a directory. RWX means read, write, and execute. That's a full permission. If someone has read, write, and execute, it means that person has the full permission on the directory. And who has the full permission on the directory by default? So RWX, the first portion belongs to root, because root always have the full permission on anything, and owner of directory. In our case, who is the owner of the directory? So Raj has created this folder. So Raj is the owner. So this first permission belongs to RWX, belongs to whom? It belongs to Raj. So Raj has the full permission. Raj user account has full permission on this directory. And root also has the full permission. So the first portion belongs to user, the owner of the file and folder. Then comes this one, R-X, this one, R-X. Let me highlight this one also, RX. So let me highlight this with the green color. So RX means read and execute. Now to whom this permission belongs to? So this belongs to group. Which group has the permission of read and execute? So the second portion, R-X, belongs to group permission. Now in our case, who is the group? So the group is also Raj. Raj is the owner and Raj is the member of Raj group as well. If I change the group, then that group will become active. But by default, I don't have any group. This Raj is the member of Raj group only. That's the primary group. So Raj has what permission? Raj has this one permission. See, RWX, that's for owner, that's for Raj, and R, this one, RW, this belongs to group, Raj. So the group account has read and execute permission. Read and execute, RX. So the group has these two permission, read and execute. Then rest is the final one, RNX, the final one, read. See, read and execute again. Let me highlight this as well.
So your laptop battery is draining.
Yeah, let me connect the charger. Thanks for reminding. Otherwise,
So after ending the class, can you share the drive link, Google Drive link?
yes, I can.
Okay.
Don't you have that link?
No. Actually, previously I have link. That link only 1 to 7, up to 7 classes already updated. But 8, class 8 only, I got a different link. But after 8, I didn't get any link.
Okay, I will share it.
Okay, sure.
See, so this last portion, RNX, belongs to other. What is other now? So who is the owner of this directory? Raj is the owner. Raj has created this particular folder. So Raj is the owner. What is the group membership? So the group name is also Raj. Here you can see Raj is the owner. Raj is the group. Now what is other? Other means the persons, the user who are not the root, who are not the owner of this particular folder. Just like owner is Raj, the group is also Raj. Rest of the people who does not belong to this criteria, they are called others. Means suppose I have another user also. So another username is suppose test. Test is also one of the user. So test is not the member of this particular aspect. Test is not Raj. Test is not a owner of this folder. And test is not the member of Raj group. So test is what? Test is other user. So if there are any other user apart from this, apart from my owner and apart from my group membership, these people will be treated as other. So other also have the read and execute permission. So let's go to the Linux again. So here you can see the first one is D. It's directory. RWX means read, write and execute. Who has got the read, write and execute permission? So the permission belongs to your owner. The owner is whom? The owner is Raj. Then comes the next permission. The next permission is what? Your RWX again. See, read, write and execute. Again, the full permission. Who has the full permission? The group has this permission. Then the final one is R-X. R-X means read and execute permission. So which permission this belongs to? This belongs to the other users. So apart from Raj and apart from this group, whatever is pending, whatever other users are available, these people will be treated as other. Now, what does this permission signifies? So if someone has, let's start with the directory. First, if someone has the read permission on the directory, it means the person can read the contents, read the listing actually. Read the listing in the sense, suppose this is my directory, this is my folder, this is my folder. If I have the read permission, then I can enter inside this and I can read this. list contents. I can also go inside this and I can see what is there inside that. So I can read the subdirectory, I can read the parent directory. So you can simply say in Linux, I can do LL. LL means long listing. I can check what is there. So if someone has the read permission, they will only read the data. They can only see what is there inside the folder. That's why I'm talking about folder only, directory. So if someone has got read permission on the directory, they can only read the things. Means they can see what is there inside that folder, what files are available inside that folder. That is the read permission. If someone have the write permission on a folder, they can write something. Write means they can create something. Create something in the sense they can go to that folder. Suppose the folder name is P1. If someone has the read permission on P1 folder, it means user can enter into the folder and user can see what is already saved there, what is saved inside that. But if someone has the write permission, if any user has the write permission on the P1 folder, that user can enter inside the folder and that user can create something. That user can create another folder inside the P1. That user can create another file inside the P1. They can edit also. If any current file is available there, they can edit in that. If someone have got the execute permission, execute means suppose you have already some files available inside the P1 directory. You want to modify. Suppose there is a content written, this is my file inside a file which is saved in P1 folder. So you want to modify this content. You want to edit something. So if you have got the execute permission, it means you can open the file inside the directory and you can do the modification. So these three are the permission. For read, you can only read the things. You can only just check what content, what data is saved inside the folder. For write, you can create the folders. You can create the files inside that. You can delete it. For X, you have the execute permission. You can open that file and you can do any changes. You can do any modification. If someone has these three permission, it means that user has the full control on that particular folder. Now let's talk about the file. If someone has these permissions on the file, then what is going to be the scenario? Because either the permission will be assigned on the folder level or it will be assigned on the file level. Suppose there is a file, the file name is G1. If any user has the read permission on the G1 file, it means the user can open the file and user can check the content, what is written in that file. So that's the read permission. Like user can do cat. Through cat, we can read the content of a file. So cat space G1, enter. Whatever is written inside this G1 file, I would be able to check that if I have the read permission. If I have the write permission, I would be able to edit something in that file. Suppose the G1 is the file. Inside G1, this is written. This is my file. Suppose this is written as a content. So if I have the read permission, I can open this file and I can read the content. To read the content, the command is cat space file name. So I would be able to read it. But if I have got W permission as well, W means write. So what I can do if I want to change this content, suppose I want to remove this and I want to write this is my file number 1. Then I can also do that if I have the right permission. So I can edit something in the file if I have the right permission. Now what is X? X is execute. So for file, what is execute? If this is a script, suppose if this file is a script, if I have created any automation script, suppose I have write a script in Terraform language. This is the syntax of Terraform. Let me write it for you. Let me do it from the Google to show you. So far, it is only for your understanding. In future, we will see this. So let me take one of the code. Or you can also take it for your AWS as well, whatever. This is the syntax. Let me copy this one. Suppose you have, this is the syntax of the Terraform. So suppose this is your file. In your file, your file name is G1. And in that file, this is written. This script is written in that file. So this is one of the script actually. And what script it is to create the servers. If you want to create any server, then you can use this script. So suppose you have written this script in a file and you have saved it. And the file name is what? File name is G1. So since this is a script, it means you can run this. Because a script can be run. So if you want to run this script so that a server can be created with this script automatically, then you should have the X permission on that file. If you have any scripted file, just like suppose your file name is G1 and it has one of the Terraform script to create server. And if you want to run that script file so that a server can be created automatically, then you should have X permission. If you have the X permission on a file, then only you can execute that particular script file, otherwise no. Suppose I am Raj. If I have the X permission on the G1 file, then I would be able to run this script. Then I can run this to create the server. Otherwise, it will deny me. So X means execute permission, and execute permission on the file means that someone who have the execute permission, they would be able to run the script file. They would be able to run this. But in folder level, what is X permission? X means execute. So if I have created some file and folder inside the directory, if I have the execute permission, I can enter inside that and I can see the content, that what is written inside that. So on folder level, there are different level of permission. On file level, the permission works differently. These two options will be same. Read and write meaning is same, but for X, it has got different meaning. In folder, it has different permission. In file, X means to run the script. So this is how the permission works in Linux. Now, if you want to assign the permission to someone, if you want to assign the permission to some user or a group on related file and folder, so there are two methods. The first method is called symbolic method. And the second method is called numeric method. So these two are the methods through which you can assign the permission to any file or folder for a particular user or for a particular group. So we have to see both. We have to see symbolic as well. We have to see numeric as well. In the symbolic method, what is going to be the scenario? Let me write. It will be like this. Now, suppose you want to give permission on a folder, on a directory. By default, if I go to this, here you can see I have a G1 folder. This is my folder G1, and on the G1, I have this permission. If I want to change it, if you want to change this permission, then how you can do? So you have two methods to assign the permission or to change the permission. You can do it symbolically or you can do it with the numeric method also. We have to see both. Let's discuss about symbolic method. Let's discuss the concept of this. So in the symbolic method, just to remember it, there is who, what, which concept. Now what is who, what, which? So who means to whom you want to give the permission. to whom you want to give the permission, whether you want to give it to user. If there is any user, suppose there is any user named Raj, and you want to give the permission to Raj on a particular folder, on a particular file. I have a file or folder and I want to assign the permission to the user Raj. Then Raj is what? Raj is who. Who means kisko, to whom you want to give the permission. So I want to give the permission to user. Or if you want to give the permission to a group, suppose there is a group called sales. There is a sales group and Raj is the member of sales group. Rajesh is the member of sales group. Anita is the member of sales group. Then Sangeeta is also the member of sales group. Aman is the member of that sales group. So if you want to assign the permission on the sales group so that these users will get that permission on a particular file or folder, then who will be what? Who will be our group? So either you can assign the permission to user level on a particular user level, or you can assign the permission to group level. That's the second thing. Now, who can be other as well? Other means the person who is not the owner of the folder or file, or who does not belong to my group. Suppose I am giving the permission to Raj. I have given the permission to Raj. So Raj is my user. I have also given the permission to group. Suppose sales is my group, and in the sales group, I have this user. So this user belongs to my group. Apart from these two, whomsoever is left, suppose we have nano user also, we have test user also, we have Sumit user also. So these are called other users. So if you want to assign the permission to other users, that will be who. Apart from this, there is all. Now what is all? Suppose you don't want to assign the permission to a specific user, a specific group or other. You want to mention that whatever user is available in my Linux. I have 100 user in my Linux machine. I don't care whether they are the group member, whether they are the root, whether they are the normal local user. Whatever users are available in my Linux, all should get the permission. All should get the same permission. So if you want to assign the permission to all, that will be all segment. If you want to assign the permission to other users, that will be other. If you want to assign the permission to group only, you will type group. If you want to assign the permission to user only, you will type the name of user. Then what? What means what permission you want to give. So if you want to allow them to add something, you will give plus. If you want to remove any permission, you will use minus. If you want to replace any permission, suppose already there is a permission and you want to replace that, so you will use equal to symbol. That's called symbolic method. Here you will use symbol, plus, minus, or is equal to. Then what permission you want to give? You want to give the permission to user. You want to give him add permission. You want to add a permission. Minus means you want to remove their permission. Suppose they already have full control, you want to remove that. So that will be minus. They have read permission, but you want to give them full control. So there will be plus. Or if you want to replace the existing permission, suppose they have the read permission already and you want to replace that. You want to replace it with the, suppose Rx, read and execute. Then you will use is equal to. Then which, what permission you want to give. So what permission I can give? I can give read. I can give them write, and I can give them execute. These three are the permission. So it starts with who, to whom you want to give the permission, what permission you want to give, and which permission, read, write, or execute, what permission you want to give. So these are the syntax. And what will be the command? So command is very simple. Actually, the complex is complicated. Command is chmod. Chmod means change mode. Space. If you want to assign the permission to a group, because chmod means change mode. How it starts? It starts with who. You will mention who first. Who, kisko. So I have a group, suppose sales. I want to give the permission to complete sales group. So I will mention here G. G is the code of group. For group, I have to mention the G code. For other, I will have to mention the O code. For all, it will be A. This is the code, the symbol. And for user, the code is U. So if I want to give the permission to group, then chmod, change mode, space G. G means group. Plus. Plus means I want to add something. Who is completed? What is completed? What means what permission you want to give? What do you want to do? Add or remove? So I want to add. Now which permission you want to add? So I want to give them write permission, suppose. So write space. On which group you want to give the permission? What is your group name? Suppose my group name is what? My group name is sales. So I want to give the permission on sales group. What permission I want to give? I want to give the permission of write. This is the command. If there is a user, suppose username is chmod space, I want to give the permission to user. Plus, what permission I want to give? I want to give read permission. Space, what is the name of your group? To which group you want to give the permission? No, not group. Here the name of user will come. Because you are giving the permission to user. So suppose your username is what? Test. Test or Rajesh is suppose your username. So you want to give the read permission to Rajesh. This is how the command will work. If you will mention the group here, you will have to give the group name. If you will mention the user, because you are going to assign the permission to a specific user, so you will mention the username here. This is the command. Understood? This is the syntax actually. This is the syntax of command. So this symbolic method is somehow very complicated to understand, but numeric method is very easy. There will be some numbers 4, 4, 6. You will have to remember that only. The command would be very simple. But that's the reason we will start with the symbolic first, because that is complicated. Then we will go with the easier one. So whatever suits you, it is not something that you can only use the symbolic method in the company. If you like numeric, you can go with the numeric as well. If you like symbolic, you can go with the symbolic as well. Because your task will be to give the permission. So you can use any method to give the permission. So is this syntax clear? How this is working? If you have any doubt, I can again explain it, because this is very important. That's the reason I am explaining the concept first. Anything? Any questions? Any doubts? मुझे लग रहा है दिमाग खराब हो गया तुम्हारा ये सब सुन के अब. Any doubt? कुछ है? आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
No, sir. No, sir. No, yes, sir.
है तो पूछ लो. Just to fresh your mind, meanwhile let me share the link. मैं link तब तक share कर देता हूँ, फिर आगे बढ़ते हैं. This is very complicated and hard topic in Linux, the permission. Rest of the things are easy to understand. Logs will be easier, servers will be easier to understand. The Vim editor will be easier. Yum will be easier, but this one is complicated because there will be different parameter. Once I will start the practical, there will be different kind of scenarios. There will be different folder, there will be different owner, there will be file, there will be different owner. So you will have to be very conceptual in this. Means if you are not strong in file, folder part, and if you are not strong in user and group part, you cannot understand this practical if you have not done it with your own. This is the pre-requirement that you should be very strong in these two concepts. That's the reason we have done that earlier. Now let me share you the link first. Then let's proceed. This is the user. See, everyone, how the link is working. See, this is the main folder, AWS weekend classes. The classes got started on 4th of March 2023. This was the time when we started our first class. So this is the main folder, and what I have done inside this, I have created the class wise folder, like how many classes we have completed so far. So the class wise folder is available here. In the class one, whatever we have covered, the recording along with the document is available here. Similarly, in class two, the recording, because we have only cleared the doubts. So wherever there is no file, it means that is only recording. Means that is only the doubt session. So that's the reason there is no document. If I go to class 3, here also there is a video recording. Class 4, again video recording. सब में ऐसा दिखा रहा है क्या? Someone has deleted something or what? Okay. During the class 5th, we were doing the AWS, like we were understanding how AWS works, how cloud works. So that's the reason there is no document. The document is there in the class 1 only. Then from class 6th, we started the Linux. So along with the recording, there are documents also. Whatever command we have learned so far, the document is available inside this. See, all the documents related to the command is available as per the class wise. So what I have done, I have shared the link of this parent folder, this one, the main folder. I'm sharing it again. I'm copying the link. Don't delete anything from this folder because you have the full permission. You all have the read, write, execute permission. So if you will delete anything from this folder, your recordings will be lost. So use it very carefully, download it in your system, then use it. Don't do any editing, don't do any deletion in this folder. So this is the link. I'm pasting it in the chat box. This is the main link. Inside this, you will see all the recordings so far, whatever we have covered, whatever notes is available, you would be able to see that. Now, specifically, if you want to get the link of any class, then I can also share it with you. Suppose if you need the link of class 8th, then I can share that specifically with you. But parent would be okay. Now, today it was like yesterday, it was class 9. So I need to upload the video of class 9 here. Then today it is class 10. Today is 10th class. After this, I need to upload the video here. So class 9 video I have available. Yesterday it was this one. So there are a lot of recordings. I need to check which one is the right one. Then I can download it. Then I will upload it in this class 9 here. And what we have covered yesterday, कल क्या किया था हमने? It was file password policy, right? So this is the document of password policy. I'm uploading it right now. This is something we have done yesterday. Till here we have done this. Sudo rights I have not told you. So this is something we have covered yesterday, password policy in Linux. When we use this command, This was the syntax we have discussed yesterday. What is this? So this is the explanation, and we have used these commands. If we wanted to make the default changes in the password policy, then we have make the editing in this particular file, login.deps. So this is something we have done yesterday. So let me save it and let me upload it right now. So AWS administration, it will be, what is the folder name? Class number 9. What name I should give? Password policy. So let's save it here, then let me upload it. So in the class 9 folder, there are two files. First one is this, the password policy that we discussed. Then user types in Linux. This one. I think I have shared this one in the last session as well. Let me check. In the class 8th. Okay, I have not shared it. So there will be two files in the class 9 folder. What is this recording all about? It's for 4th of April. Okay, it is class 9 recording is already shared, I think, with you. Class 9, class 8th. Okay, the class 8th is class 9 there. So I will have to, because there is one recording which is missing, right? The Saturday recording I don't have. So it will be class 10. So yesterday it was class 10, then today it is class 11. Because one recording is missing in between, that was for the Saturday. That time we were facing the issue. So that's the reason we need to rename this as class 11. Now, this is what we discussed yesterday. So it should come in the class 10 folder. So I'm uploading this document here. Let me know if you can see it or not. In the class 10 folder, I've uploaded this document. Now open this link, check in the class 10 folder, and let me know if you are able to see this document or not. Password policy. Then for today, what we have learned about, like we are learning about this permissions. I think I have the document also, user account type in Linux. Yes. Let me give you this as well.
So Linux कब तक complete हो जाएगा?
This month, इस महीने खत्म हो जाएगा.
Okay.
Then from May, the first week of May, we will start our AWS. And AWS will get completed by May, June. The end of June. Means it will take 2 months of Saturday, Sunday. Okay?
Okay, sir. So full course भी June तक हो जाएगा.
ना उसके बाद वो भी है ना अपना Terraform.
Okay.
जुलाई तक होगा full course.
Okay, sir.
You can start giving the interviews from June. Once the AWS gets ended, you can start applying for the job. And the final course will be completed along with the Terraform is July. So ये बड़ा ना अभी दे देता हूँ मैं तुम्हें, वरना कुछ लोग कंप्लेंट करते हैं. Some people were complaining to the admin that we have not got the data, we have not got this, that. That's the reason. तो वैसे भी ये पढ़ पढ़ के तुम लोग बोर हो गए थे. So that's the reason I'm uploading the document just to make you calm. मैं तुम लोगों की चुप्पी से समझ गया था कि something is very complex. So permissions in Linux. Permission in Linux, password policy in Linux. So in class 11, this is the document. Permission, where I have saved that. कहाँ सेव कर दिया? Yeah, this one. So let me upload it in the class 11 folder, which is of today. अभी वाले में. So you can also see this file in the class 11 folder. Now video I will upload after the session. I will upload both the video in class 10 and class 11. Yesterday video will be uploaded in the class 10 folder and today's video will be uploaded on the class 11 folder. I need to download it. Today's video will be downloaded after the session. Yesterday's video I will download because there are a lot of files for yesterday. So I will have to check in which file the recording is available. I will download it. Then I will upload it here. So by 12 p.m. midnight, you would be able to see that recording as well. I will share the link with Anamika as well, but this is going to be the link that I have shared with you. This is for your lifetime. Like starting from the beginning to the end of our course, this is going to be the link. This is the mail link of the parent directory. So always you can refer this link. You can save it in your system. Whenever you need the recording and the notes, you can refer this particular link. Even you don't have to wait for the Anamika to share the link with you. You can just open this link. If I will upload the video, you will get it inside the folder as per the class-wise folder. Any document that I will upload inside the folder, you would be able to see that. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now. So this permission part is clear how the concept works. If not, then you need to watch the recording again to understand the concept. Still, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I am there. Now there is one more thing. Just to go to the practical, there is one more thing which is called sudo. Super user 2. That's the full form. Now, what is this sudo? So you might have seen that some of the tasks can only be performed by the root. Just like I am in the root location now, I can do anything. I can delete anything. I can create anything. But if I will go to another user, suppose I logged in with the test user, I am in the test. If I want to do any specific task, just like I want to delete any user, or I want to create any user, suppose user add space, I want to create N1 user, then it will simply say that you cannot. Oh, it's 3D. Spelling is wrong. User add space N1. So it is simply saying that you cannot, you don't have the permission denied. So there are some things that only root can do because root have the full permission, but I don't have the full permission. Rest of the users will have the normal permission. They cannot do the admin level task. So in case I want to give them the permission, then what I can do, either I can use this method that I am telling you, this permission method that we discussed, you can give them the permission. But this permission only works on file and folder level. You can give this kind of permission on file and folder level only. If there is a user or if there is a group and you want to assign any permission to any user or group, then you can give them with this method. You can use the symbolic method or you can use the numeric method. But if I want to give any root level permission to the user, just like I want to give the user creation permission to any normal user, user deletion permission to any normal user. So I want to give them admin level of permission that they can give the IP, they can create the user, they can delete the user, they can create the group also, they can move the member also. So that's called admin level of permission. So I don't want to give them full permission on the system, but I want to give them a specific permission on the system, that is admin permission. So how I can do it? So there is a method which is called sudo. Super user do. This is very much used in the Linux, sudo. Whenever any normal user is not able to run any command, there will be sudo. So sudo is very famous thing in Linux. Let me show you how it works. So that is also written in the document. I will upload that as well. Where is the permission folder I have uploaded? I think it's there in this. Yes. See, there is a sudo permission. Now, in case if you want to assign the sudo permission to someone, if you want to give the admin right to any other user, so that that user can also perform the administrative task, you don't want to give them the full permission. If you want to give the full permission to the user, you will make him root. But you don't want to make that user root, but you want to assign the specific admin level permission, just like you want to give that user can delete the user, user can create the user can change the password. So whatever permission you want to give, whatever level of admin task you want to assign, you can. How? With the sudo. Now, how the sudo works? So there are three methods through which you can assign the sudo permission to any user. The first method is this one. Let me increase the font. The first method is this one. There is a file which is called sudoers. This sudoers files is available in /etc, because I have told you that in /etc location, all the server related configuration will be stored. During the file system hierarchy, I told you that in the etc location, all the server related configuration and system related configuration will be available. So inside the etc, there is a sudoers file. In the sudoers file, you can grant sudo permission to any user. If you want to grant any permission, any admin level permission to the user, you need to do the changes in this sudoers file. Let me go to the root, because only root can give the sudo permission. Nobody can give the root permission to anyone. Only root can give this kind of permission. So I am in the / location. In the / there is etc. See, there is etc folder. So inside the etc, there is sudoers. Like if I want to check cat /etc /sudoers. So this is the sudoers file, this one. Cat is to read the content of any file. So this is the sudoers. See, this is the configuration file, the admin configuration file in Linux. Here you can see the purpose. Sudoers allow particular user to run various commands as the root user without needing the root password. Means you can do the admin level of task with the normal user without needing the admin password. You don't need to type the admin password. You can directly do the changes as the admin level if you are the sudo member. So you will have to enter, you will have to give any modification in this particular file to allow the permission. How you will give it? We have to discuss that. Like we have to discuss this in the same session after the permission, after the symbolic and numeric permission. We have to see this one as well. Then the second method is this one. There is one more file which is called @c sudoers d /user. Now what is this? So this is the duplicate file of this one. This is the main configuration file. But if due to any mistake, if you make any changes If you make any changes inside this particular file, then there will be chances of corruption. There will be chances of corrupt Linux. Your Linux may get corrupted. So what you can do, instead of doing the changes in the main file, you can do the changes in the duplicate file also. So here it is mentioned, in case you don't want to make any changes in the main configuration file, then you can allow the permission through this duplicate file. So this is the name. This is important for the interview perspective. If the candidate is also looking for the Linux person who can manage the AWS environment, then they will ask you this kind of question as well. This is the second method. The third method is there is a wheel group. There is a group, that's the inbuilt group, which is called wheel. So if you will add any user in the wheel group, that user will get the sudo permission. Suppose cat etc group. This is the command to check the group. So inside this, there is an inbuilt group with the name of wheel. You can find it here. See, wheel, the group number 10. So this is the by default group. You can say this is the system group which gets created automatically. If you make any user the member of this wheel group, then that user will have the sudo rights. That user can perform the admin task. And you know how to add the user in a group. That's very easy. User mode space hyphen small a capital G space group name, which is wheel space the name of user that you want to add. Suppose I want to add test, then press enter. So that user will become the member of wheel. Then that user can do the admin level task. So this is the third method to give the sudo permission. So we have to see these three in the practical. Since the concept I have told you, so let me copy this also. ये भी दे देता हूं मैं आप लोगों को, just for the revision purpose. Class 11. Sudo. Okay. So this is also getting uploaded here in the class 11 folder. So you will also get this file in the class 11 folder in that same link. So I'm not touching it today because just to understand the permission, as I have told you, just do the practical, because I know that you have not done the practical of groups and user. I asked the question and you were not able to give me the responses. So you will not be able to understand the permissions. So what you can do, there are only two things that you need to do as a practical. You will have to become smart in the file and folder level things. Whatever I told you, file creation, folder creation, the editing, the Vim, whatever, then the user and group. So whatever practical we have done so far, whatever command we have completed so far, do the practical this week and revise the thing, revise this one. Then we can practically see the permission. Otherwise, I will create the group, I will create the folder, and I will start giving the permission and you will not understand what I am doing. You will not be able to. That will become complicated to you, because I will create the user first, then I will create the group, then I will start assigning the permission. Just for your practical understanding, I am giving you one of the homework. I will check it in the Saturday session. That's the practical homework. So you will have to be ready with this practicals on your system. I can ask anyone to share the screen on Saturday and to present if they have done it or not. This is very easy task. It is for everyone. What you can do is in your Linux, create 4 user accounts. You can create 4 user account with any name. You can give them any name. Suppose U1, U2, U3, U4. You can give any name. So these 4 user accounts has to be created by you. Then what you need to do, create 2 group account. Let me write it in a good way. If you can do this one, then your task would be completed. So create 4 user accounts, then create 2 groups. You can create 2 groups. You can give the name of group as whatever, sales, suppose sales and marketing. These 2 groups you can create, sales and marketing. Then do what? Make U1 and U2 the member of sales group and U3 and U4 the member of marketing group. Just do this. Now what we will see in the permission, we will give the permission to this group on a particular file and folder. Suppose we will create some folders and we will give the permission, we will give the roles to this group that they can do editing, they can read the content. We will see all the permissions on the file and folder on these groups. We will also see that user 3 is the member of marketing group. So user 3 can make the changes in the marketing folders. We will create the marketing folder. In the marketing folder, user 3 can do the editing, but there is a sales folder which belongs to the sales group. So marketing user 3 will not be able to make any changes in the sales folder. So this kind of restriction also we will assign. But for that, just do this one. This is very easy thing. Just create 4 user account, 2 group accounts, and move 2 users in the sales group, move 2 users in the marketing group. I am pasting it in the chat box. And for sure do it, otherwise you will skip your permissions practical. Because from the theory you can understand, this is very complicated to learn. This R, G and all. So that's the reason I am telling you about this. So once this will be done, we will see the permission on Saturday. We will see both the methods. Symbolic will be completed because concept has been cleared to you. Now we have to see the practical only. Then I will go to the numeric method. Numeric method is very easy as compared to the symbolic. On the same day, on the Saturday itself, we will complete the pseudo permission. So these 3 methods that I have shared with you right now, the wheel group, the sudoers file and the sudoers duplicate file, we will make the changes inside that and we will give the admin rights to the user. That is the Saturday target. On Sunday, I will start a new topic altogether. And for sure, we have to do this. So that's the reason I am telling you, just do this assignment. I will ask anyone to present the screen to show me if you have done it or not. And don't be on leave. छुट्टी पे मत रहना. अगर नहीं कर पाओ तो don't take the leave. Otherwise, still if you will skip it, it will be the burden for you forever. ये समझ में नहीं आएगा. तो नहीं कर पाओ because of any reason, don't miss the session. You can join that. But कोशिश करना कर लो. This is only 15 minutes of practical. So you can do it very easily in a week. पूरे हफ्ते में करके रख सकते हो. If you cannot do so, it means you are very busy CEO. So let's keep it till here only. I'm not going to touch anything. So the recording will be uploaded by midnight. So you can check it after 12 PM at night or in the morning. You can check it. You will get it. I will also share the update to Anamika. I hope your fees concerns is completed now. You have discussed that with admin, right? Fees का हो गया ना तुम्हारा? Because I did not get any update from the admin. Okay, that's good. So let's connect on next Saturday at 8 PM. We will connect. Just be ready with your doubts. And as per the target, we have to complete this topic. By this by this end of month, like what is the end month of Sunday? That's 30th of April, we will complete our Linux. Whatever we have to do as per the AWS administrator, we will complete all the Linux level things on the last day of the April, so that from first week of May, we can start our AWS now. क्योंकि एक महीना is okay to complete the Linux as per the AWS level. Otherwise, Linux is also very big topic, but you are not going to become the Linux administrator. So you will only be managing the stuff that I am telling you. So enjoy your night. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank
Good
you.
night, sir. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.